Hello there, my lovely Misfitians, and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a hot minute. Um, and for those of you who have followed me inside of Misfit Land, you know kind of half of what's been going on, but in this video I'm going to be going over fully what's been going on. So this is mainly going to be an update video. If y'all are kind of like, peace out, I don't really want to know this, I just want the watercolor content, that is fine, but I do want to say at the very beginning of this, I am not going to be sticking to a schedule. Schedules don't work for me. So what I highly recommend you do is subscribe to this channel and make sure to hit that bell notification, because I will be uploading new content. I actually have a lot of really cool ideas that have been suggested by y'all inside of Misfit Land. But I'm gonna do things at my own pace and just kind of go with what my body kind of tells me to do. So some weeks you might get 2 videos, some weeks you might get 1, some weeks you might get none. That's kind of the way my schedule is gonna flow. I will say I most likely will be uploading on the weekend unless I say otherwise, either in my newsletter or inside of Misfit Land or on Instagram. Those are kind of the main ways that I communicate with y'all. If you want to know exactly what's going on, the best way is inside of my newsletter, and then the second best way is inside of Misfit Land. So hopefully that's all clarified. If you don't want to know the update for health stuff and what's been going on, peace out, I'll see you later. But for those of you who do want to know what's going on, I wanted to basically create this video so y'all know what has been going on. So if you've been following me inside of Misfit Land, you know for probably the past couple of months, if not longer maybe, I've been having issues with kidney stones. And I had a horrible, about a month ago now, it's hard to believe it's been a month. About a month ago, I had a horrible kidney stone that actually landed me in urgent care, and I did pass it, thankfully, but it was a very large stone, which then caused me to get a kidney infection. So I was on mega doses of antibiotics for that particular instance, and I just felt really sick. I tried to keep putting content out. I actually was putting content out that I had pre-filmed before that. So when y'all saw stuff going up on my channel, I actually was really sick at that time, but I had pre-filmed stuff, thankfully. So I was able to put content out. But finally, my husband was like, that's it. You need to just take time off and get better, because a kidney infection, especially the severity that I had, it was concerning. So he was like, you need to take time off. You just need to get back to health. And I totally agreed, but it was hard because I like putting out content for you guys and I like taking time off. So, I mean, not taking time off. I don't like taking time off, but I like putting out stuff for y'all. That's why I pre-film stuff as much as possible, as well as I've been trying to put out a new course that I have, but it just hasn't felt like the right timing because of health, basically. So anyway, so that was all going on, and I decided to basically take a break. I also decided to take a break because I was extremely depressed, because I just felt like this was an ongoing thing that just continually kept happening over and over again. And I needed to take a mental health break, basically. I'm doing a lot better now, and I've started going to basically a counselor and just working through some stuff that has been internally going on inside of my brain. And that has been really good to just kind of sort through that. But as I was going through all of that and working through that, as well as healing up from the kidney infection and the kidney stone, I went in for basically a regular yearly procedure, or I went in for a yearly doctor's appointment, which ended up being a surgical procedure because I actually had a large cyst that was causing issues and they had to surgically remove it. So, on top of everything else that was going on, I also had to have a cyst removed. They also biopsied it and checked it for cancer. No cancer, thankfully. It was just a regular cyst that had been growing and gotten way too large, and it needed to be removed. So that is kind of where we are right now. So I had that procedure about a week ago. I've been kind of just recouping and getting better from that. But yeah, that's kind of what has been going on in a month's time. To y'all, it might seem like a really long time that I've been gone, but to me, it feels like I blinked and time just went really, really fast. And it's just because I've been really sick. So that is kind of an update of what's been going on. Now, for the fall, like I said earlier, I'm not going to be on a schedule. I'm just going to take things slow and kind of just work on stuff and put out stuff that I'm proud of. I don't want to just put out content to put out content. And I feel like YouTube has very much gotten into that, where if you aren't putting out content every single week, if not every single day, they just don't really reward you with the algorithm. It's very sad. It used to not be like that, but now it's very much like that. But creatively, it's very draining for someone to do that, especially when it's just me. I edit all my videos. A lot of people think my husband actually edits the videos. He doesn't. I edit all my videos. I film all my videos. I creatively brainstorm all my videos. So it's just me. And there's a lot of other YouTubers who do that as well. I'm not the only one who does that. But it is hard to just do all of that and keep up with basically an algorithm that I feel like punishes you if you don't put out content every week. So I am pleading with y'all. Please subscribe to this channel and please hit that bell notification. I actually know, I've looked at my statistics, and like 60% of y'all who watch this channel and watch it regularly are not subscribed to me, which is very disheartening because I'm putting out a lot of content and this is like a heart-to-heart with y'all. I feel like I'm putting out a lot of content and I'm not really being rewarded by the algorithm, but I'm also not really being praised by, and I know subscribers are just like a number, but at the same time, I feel like if you're watching me every single week, or if you're watching some other YouTuber every single week and you're not subscribed to them, it does kind of feel like you don't really care. And so I just want to say, please, if you're watching me every single week, if you're not, I don't care. You don't have to subscribe. But if you're watching me every single week, please subscribe. It really does help the channel and it really does lift my mood. So yeah, I don't even know if I want to include that, but at the same time, that is on my heart right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that in there. But yeah, that has been on my heart recently. I've noticed that, and it's just really disheartening, especially when I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos. These aren't things that I just like throw together. Although I do feel like recently I have been throwing a lot of stuff together because I feel like I have to just stay with the grind of an algorithm. So that's the reason why I'm kind of backing off from a schedule. And I'm going more into what I want to do and how I want to put out stuff. And I want to work on video content and really make it really pretty and stuff that I would want to watch. So that's kind of more what I'm going for in the future. I do have some tutorials. I'm actually looking at something. I've already filmed a little bit today. But I have some tutorials that are going to be coming out on the channel because that's what y'all actually wanted. You wanted more tutorials rather than tips. And so I'm going to be doing that for a little bit of time, and we'll see how it goes. If y'all want tips again, in a couple of weeks we'll go back to tips. But if you want me to continue with tutorials after you kind of watch it and see how it goes, let me know in the comments in future videos so that you're like, yeah, I really like this tutorial format. Keep doing it. Or if you don't and just say, hey, I'd like the tips again, just leave it in the comments, and make sure to also like the videos. That also really, really helps. So hopefully that's kind of just a overview of what's been going on as well as what's coming up and scheduling with the channel and how things are going to be changing. If you want to be more kind of in contact with me, I'm going to be uploading more stuff inside of Misfit Land that's just more candid, kind of just sit down and chat videos. So if you want more of that type of content from me, I'm going to be doing more of those inside of Misfit Land and using my YouTube channel as more of the kind of pretty cinematic stuff. So I want to make my YouTube channel more of that cinematic, fun kind of just video vibe. And then inside of Misfit Land, I'm going to be uploading more talky, let's chat type of videos. And I'll show you kind of what I'm working on for future projects for the channel, as well as what I'm working on right now, just kind of challenging myself. I'm also going to be doing watercolor challenges inside of there as well as on the channel, but you'll see more of watercolor challenges inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. So hopefully that kind of updates you on everything. If you have any other questions or whatnot, please leave them in the comments down below, and then I will be following up with those inside of Misfit Land later on. And yeah, that's it for now. So lots of love, y'all, and I will see you next time on the channel with a brand new tutorial. So lots of love.